What's up, guys? This is part 3 of the Ableton Basics series. This one is basically how to create a MIDI track and fill it with a sound, and then how to assign it with the keyboard. Just a disclaimer before we get going. This is being recorded on my computer in my office, so the names of things may be slightly different, but the principles of how this works applies exactly the same. And the layout of the libraries and all of that are the same as well. So real quick, I'm going to show you how to create a MIDI track, and I'm going to do it without actually opening this up at the top because this sometimes doesn't open properly. So I'm going to show you the key command. Here's a key command. Shift Command Tab, or T, I'm sorry, Shift Command T will create a MIDI channel. With that MIDI channel, you'll see that I'm actually playing right now on my keyboard. Nothing's coming out because there is no instrument or sample for it to play. So we need to fill it with a sample to play. So up here at the top left, there's an arrow. Click it. Then go to the plugins area, and then under plugins, you'll have all these options. Spectrasonics is one that's great because it's Omnisphere, which is what we make a lot of our pads with, and then there's Keyscape, which is what most of our piano sounds come from. So in this particular case, we're just going to load in Keyscape, drag it in here, and it's going to open. So you'll hear that it's playing now. Let's just go ahead and let's pull up an upright piano. So if I play it now, it plays. So with that playing, that has now filled the instrument section. So we're now making noise. The important part that comes after this is where you place it and how you route things to it. So the MIDI assignments. So with that, since this is a piano, it's a lead instrument sound essentially. It'll go under the pianos folder. So what you'll do is you'll take this. What I like to do is I like to rename it. Let's just call it upright test. Cool. So we'll just bring this right on up, put it into this group. You'll know it's in the group when this bar from the group goes beyond the actual name of it. So you see just the teal bar to the left. What you'll notice is on this upright, the original upright channel that's in here, this was created on the other computer where the Akai MPK88 was plugged in. On this computer, I have a Axiom 49 as my input. So with that, you'll need to change it to whatever keyboard you plan on using with that sound. So if you're making a sound that goes with the keyboard, say for instance, you'll see that this is set to keyboard. So that then the only sound, or the only way to play that sound, is with that particular keyboard. Otherwise, you'll play another keyboard on the rig and it will also play that sound, which can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing depending on what exactly you're wanting to do. But typically you want to set it to one or the other. So you would set it to whatever keyboard you have. And then the important part comes after that. You'll want to be able to turn on and off that sound and turn the volume up and down on that sound. So the way you do that is you'll press Command M for MIDI, Command M, and that's going to open up basically the MIDI editor within the program. You'll see all these things start changing colors. These are all things that can be selected by a MIDI command. So up here you'll see all the MIDI commands that have already been done for this particular set. What I'm going to do is click the on-off button. You know that this right here is on and off. If you click on it, that sets the focus and it says, okay, whatever the next MIDI command that's issued to me will become the command that makes that work. So in this case, I'm going to click what I want to be my on-off button. And you'll see it set it. And then now I'm going to do my volume. Same way. Just give it a little wiggle. And it's now set both of those things. So you'll see that it's got the track volume there. And it's got the on-off here. Now, you'll notice a lot of these are at -5. We tend to set our max level to -5. Before I do that, I'm going to show you what happens if you don't do this step. If I press Command M, and now I start wiggling my volume fader, wait for it, you'll notice it goes to infinity, and then when I go all the way up, it goes to +6, which will be very bad. It will be way too much. And typically in the heat of a set and in the heat of a moment or whatever, you don't want to have to like get a perfect level. You want to be able to just throw it all the way up. You want to on essentially or off unless you need to actually mix it quieter in the mix for some reason, one way or the other. So what you do, you go up here where it says negative or +6, just type in -5 or whatever number you want it to be, take it back off, and then now I'm all the way up on my keyboard and it is at -5. So I can only go from -infinity to -5. So that way, that lets you not get it too loud and not have to worry about anything else. So that's pretty much all there is to it. See you guys.